Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel Learn English with Fun. Well, today in this YouTube class, we are going to learn 10 wonderful idioms that you also can use to improve your English. If you also want to sound like more and more native speakers, then you must use all those wonderful idioms. The 10 wonderful idioms that we are going to cover in this video, these are feel blue, night owl, in deep water, dog days, not rocket science, clear cut, as fit as a fiddle, kith and kin, kill two birds with one stone, and drop the ball. So these are the 10 wonderful idioms which we will cover in this video. But before starting the video, I want you all to sit with notebook and pen so that you can write along with that and keep practicing with me, right? So without any delay, let's get started our video. So the first idiom is feel blue. What is the meaning of this idiom? The meaning is to feel sad. The meaning is to feel sad. In Hindi, बुरा लगना. In Hindi, we can call it बुरा लगना, बुरा feel करना, बुरा महसूस करना, right? That kind of meaning is it. Let's see that how to use in our sentences. The first example is she felt blue after her divorce. Because divorce is something, it is exactly a matter to be sad. That's why after getting her divorce, she felt so sad, means she felt so blue, right? We can also use in our sentence like she felt so bad. Felt so bad, what does it mean? That's felt blue. Felt blue. Here we can use it. Means to feel sad, that feel blue, right? The meaning is equal. It is giving you the equivalent meaning. Let's see now. The next idiom is night owl. Night owl means a person who prefers to be awakened till late night, or those who go to bed at late night. एक कोई ऐसा इंसान जो रात को देरी से सोए, means वो late सोता. For example, let's see that how can we use in our sentence. This can be used as a noun, directly a noun, right? You can place it as a noun in our. So the example first is my friend is such a night owl, but I go to sleep by 10 p.m. My friend, any friend, right? Any random friend. मेरा जो friend है वो एक ऐसा इंसान है जो लेट से सोता है. But I go to sleep by 10 p.m. I go to sleep by 10 p.m. I love to go to bed by 10 p.m. Right? So that's how you can use this. Don't call me a night owl. I don't sleep late. मुझे night owl मत बोलो क्योंकि मैं तो बहुत जल्दी सो जाता हूँ. I don't sleep late. I don't sleep late means मैं बहुत late नहीं सोता, मैं बहुत जल्दी सो जाता हूँ. So the person that who keeps awake until late night can be known as night owl. So that's how you have to use this idiom in your sentences. Now let's move. Let's see now the third idiom that we have, in deep water. In deep water. Now what does it mean? The meaning is that in difficult situation, in a situation where you feel very difficult, right? That's very difficult situation. That time we can use this idiom. In Hindi, what can we say? बड़ी मुसीबत में, बहुत ज़्यादा like परेशानी. Let's see now few examples so that you can understand in a good way. Let's see the first example. You talk to me only when you are in deep water. तुम मुझसे तभी केवल बात करते हो जब तुम्हारे सामने या तुम बहुत बड़ी मुसीबत में हो, right? You talk to me only when you are in deep water. In deep water, what does it mean? In deep water means in a difficult situation, in a problematic situation, right? So that kind of sense that is gives. Let's see the second example. You might be in deep water if you don't study properly. If you don't study properly, you will have problem ahead. So at that sense, you will be in a difficult problem if you don't study properly. To express in a difficult situation, बड़ी मुसीबत को express करने के लिए हम यहाँ पे in deep water को हम use कर सकते हैं. You see here, in deep water that we can use in our sentence. I hope that's clear. Now let's move to our fourth idiom is drop the ball. Drop the ball. What does it mean? This gives you very different meaning, right? Drop means to fall. The ball, like you are dropping something. No, it's not like that. The correct meaning of that idiom is to make mistake, to mishandle the things that we can use this. In Hindi, that's normal. Galti karna. Correct. Now let's see, for example, that how can we use in our sentence this idiom. For God's sake, don't drop the ball on this project. Suppose that I hand over a very important project to you. Now, if I like this is really very important project for me, so I would say, for God's sake, don't drop the ball on this project, right? किसी भी तरीके से इस पे कुछ गलती मत होने देना या कोई मिस्टेक यहाँ पे नहीं होनी चाहिए. For God's sake, don't drop the ball on this project. इस प्रोजेक्ट को खराब मत होने देना. Correct? Let's see now the second sentence. I freely admit to dropping the ball on this occasion, but I'll fix it. I freely admit to dropping the ball on this occasion, but I'll fix it. What does it mean? जो भी मिस्टेक इस ओकेजन पे हुई है, मैं उसको एडमिट करता हूँ, मैं उसे एक्सेप्ट करता हूँ, but I will fix it. मैं उसे ठीक कर दूंगा. So that's how we can use this idiom as well in our sentence. So I hope you get all these words and getting that how to use in our sentence. Right? Keep a notebook and pen with you so that you can, when you write the things, it helps you to recall, to revise and practice after the class as well. Right? So please keep a notebook and pen with you. Now let's move to our fifth word, that is as fit as a fiddle. As fit as a fiddle. Now what does it mean? It means to be very healthy, very strong, to be very energetic, to be very strong, to be very healthy, right? So you can use for them. बहुत स्वस्थ या फिर बहुत मजबूत, अगर बहुत ही अच्छी हेल्थ है किसी की, तो आप उनके साथ उनके लिए आप इन्हें यूज कर सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, My grandpa is 88 now, but he is fit as a fiddle. My grandpa जो कि 88 के हैं अभी, वो अभी कैसे हैं? बिल्कुल फिट हैं, बहुत ही ज्यादा स्वास्थ्य हैं, बहुत ही ज्यादा मजबूत हैं, राइट? बहुत ही ज्यादा हेल्दी हैं अभी भी. करेक्ट? So that's how you need to express it. Now let's see another sentence. You must take exercise daily if you want to stay fit as a fiddle. अगर आप बहुत अच्छी हेल्थ चाहते हैं या अगर आप बहुत अच्छी सेहत में रहना चाहते हैं, तो of course you need to take exercise on the daily basis, right? So that's how we actually need to use it. So I hope you understand this word. Now let's move to sixth idiom that we have, clear cut. That's very popular. Let's understand the meaning now. Clear cut means clearly stated. Clearly stated, which is something written there or which is really very clearly stated. In Hindi, we call it saaf seedha, right? Seedhi baat. Now let's see that how can we use in our sentence. This example is clear cut to understand the concept. Suppose that there is a concept of any subject, maybe physics. So their example is given, जो कि बहुत ही क्लियर साफ सीधा दिया हुआ है कि किसी भी कॉन्सेप्ट को समझने के लिए, राइट? सो वी कैन से देयर, दिस एग्जाम्पल इज क्लियर कट टू अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्सेप्ट. इस कॉन्सेप्ट को समझने के लिए जो एग्जाम्पल है वो बहुत सीधा साधा साफ सीधा पता चल रहा है, राइट? So that's how we can actually use it. Now let's see the next sentence we have. It was a clear cut question but she still got confused. वो बहुत ही साधारण क्वेश्चन था, बहुत ही साफ सीधा क्वेश्चन था वो, बट फिर भी वो क्या हो गई? कंफ्यूज हो गई, राइट? So that's how we actually need to use in our sentence. I hope you understand these words. Now we are moving forward for the next word. Seventh idiom that we have, kith and kin. Let's see what is the meaning here. The meaning is connection of friends and relatives. Connection of friends of relatives. In Hindi we call it सगे संबंधी. जो भी relatives हैं, जो भी आपके friends हैं, उन्हें आप क्या कहते हैं? सगे संबंधी कहते हैं, right? So that we say सगे संबंधी, right? Now let's see how to use in our sentence. Let's see the first example. How could you do such an awful thing to your kith and kin? तुम कैसे अपने सगे संबंधी के साथ ऐसा बुरा बर्ताव कर सकते हो, राइट? ऑफुल थिंग मीन्स कोई मिसबिहेव करना या फिर कोई घिनौना हरकत. Let's see now the next example we have. We have invited all our kith and kin to our new home. हमने अपने सभी सगे संबंधी को, our kith and kin means अपने सभी सगे संबंधी को हमने अपने नए घर पे इनवाइट किया है, right? So that's how we need to understand and use in our sentences. So I hope this word is clear now. Let's move. Now let's see the next idiom that we have, not rocket science. Not rocket science means something which is not so complicated. Not rocket science means which is something not so complicated, right? In other word, if we understand, that's easy work, right? कोई भी ऐसा काम जो बहुत easy हो, आसान काम. Now let's see how to use in our sentence. Typing at high speed is not rocket science. अच्छी खासी स्पीड में टाइपिंग करना कोई एक रॉकेट साइंस नहीं है, right? Is not a rocket science. It means that you are saying that typing at high speed is an easy word, right? इसका मतलब ये है कि आप ये बता रहे हैं कि typing at high speed is not rocket science. ये कोई rocket science नहीं है. It is very easy word, right? So that's how we have to understand and use in our sentence. Now let's see the next example that we have. You also can solve it. It's not rocket science. तुम भी इसे सॉल्व कर सकते हो, ये कोई रॉकेट साइंस नहीं है, राइट? ये कोई इतनी ज्यादा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड क्वेश्चन आपके सामने नहीं है. You also can solve this question. I hope it's clear now. And these two idioms are also very clear. And I hope you are getting the things that how can we use in our sentence and why is it important, right? Because sometimes we need to say something which is exactly very different from individual meaning, right? But this idiom will help you at that time. So of course you need to understand and learn this in a correct way. Now let's move to our next idiom that we have. Kill two birds with one stone. Kill two birds with one stone. What is the meaning? To achieve two things at the same time. एक ही टाइम पे दो दो चीजें मिल जाना. The Hindi meaning is एक तीर से दो निशाने. So that's how, like, this is very popular in Hindi as well, right? We have to understand this. How can we say this in English? Like we say sometimes, we say a lot of times एक तीर से दो निशाने, right? हम बहुत ज्यादा यूज करते हैं, but इन्हें हम इंग्लिश में कैसे यूज करेंगे? We'll say kill two birds with one stone, right? दो birds को एक stone में मार रहे हैं. That's how the logic works here. Let's see how to use in our sentence. He went to London on a business trip. There he killed two birds with one stone. He visited his relatives as well. Now, what is the meaning here? वो लंदन बिजनेस ट्रिप के लिए गया. वह लंदन बिजनेस ट्रिप के लिए गया. There he killed two birds with one stone, right? Don't understand. If you go to find the meaning by adding these individual words, you'll get very different meaning, right? दो पक्षियों को या दो चिड़ियों को मारना, ऐसा कुछ meaning आपको मिलने वाला है. But when you learn these idioms, then you will understand that how can we use in our sentence and what is the correct meaning of that. So there he killed two birds with one stone. He visited his relatives as well. वो बिजनेस ट्रिप के लिए लंदन गया था, वहां पे उसने एक तीर से दो निशाने मारे. कैसे? He visited his relatives as well. उन्होंने अपने relatives को भी मिल लिया, right? So that's how we actually need to use it. Now let's see the next idiom that we have. Dog days. That's very funny. Why is it funny? Because sometimes what happens, like people go just to check the meaning by adding these two individual words. So what you will get, dog is of course an animal, means kutta. If you add this or if you get the meaning of days, there you'll get din. Now if you go to find the meaning by adding these individual words, you'll get really very different and you will be confused and the meaning will also be wrong, right? So you need to understand what is the correct meaning of these idioms and you have to learn it, right? Dog days means hot weather or sultry summer. एक कोई ऐसा समर का डे जो अत्यधिक गर्मी का दिन, मीन्स बहुत ज्यादा गर्मी है उस दिन, राइट? सो दैट टाइम वी कैन से डॉग डेज. उन दिनों हम क्या कहते हैं, उन दिन के लिए हम क्या यूज करते हैं? डॉग डेज यूज करते हैं. लेट्स सी दैट हाउ कैन वी यूज इन आवर सेंटेंस. पीपल लव टू टेक कोल्ड ड्रिंक्स ड्यूरिंग द डॉग डेज ऑफ समर. सबसे ज्यादा गर्मी वाले दिनों में लोग क्या करते हैं? कोल्ड ड्रिंक्स लेना पसंद करते हैं, राइट? दे लव टू टेक कोल्ड ड्रिंक्स ड्यूरिंग द डॉग डेज ऑफ समर, right? So I hope you understand this. Now let's see the second example. We don't like to go out during dog days of summer. We don't like to go out. हम बाहर जाना पसंद नहीं करते हैं. During dog days of summer. During dog days. Dog days का मतलब क्या है? अत्यधिक गर्मी वाले दिन. So that's how we actually need to understand it. So this was actually the last idiom from this set. Now I hope that all of you have understood all those idioms and will be able to use now that how can we use in our spoken. So now at the end, thanks a lot for watching this video. Keep learning, keep growing.